I think ଏବେ working କାହିଁକିନା ସେ offline message ଟା ପଳେଇଲା ଏବେ। ହଁ ଏବେ ଏବେ yes YouTube दिख रहा है बट हमें एबिड़ा सब जो कथा होचे सेटा भी आसुची with a little delay. Hmm. Yeah, 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 I'm getting it. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Video पर्यंत असतो. Voice असतो मग ଏବେ just असतो. ମନେ ନାହିଁ ପଛେ।
Hi, Jit. Morning. Morning. Is it because of Sunday morning people don't want to show their faces, or Divakar? Hi, Ram. Morning.
Yeah,
Hi. Hi.
good morning. Good morning.
Ram will wait for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, sure.
Had your breakfast, Ram?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
About you, all.
Yeah. Yeah. Done.
Thanks for hearing.
Yeah. It's not so clear. Can you try again? Can you hear me, Ram? Yeah. Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of echo.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, Ram and team. Thanks a lot for making it, Divakar here.
Hey, Divakar. Morning.
Is it still? Yeah, it is better.
Still a bit of echo, I feel. Hmm. Face to face would have been ideal. But yeah, I think a lot of them on Sunday we thought, we'll start this, and I think probably we'll see again if we can, have a catch up on the campus. Jeet will wait for what 10 for another 2-3 minutes. Jeet. Okay. Okay. Sure. Perfect. So Jeet, back as students from tomorrow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Crazy. Sure. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah. Jeet, can we initiate? I think we can start. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Good morning, everyone. Hi, folks. I think this session was being planned from some time. I think I had a good opportunity along with Divakar, to meet Ram some time back. I think around a month back, Ram, right? I think we had some, lovely conversations, and we thought I think Ram should be, got into our forum, to see that there's a lot of synergies within the club. Ram, I'll give you a brief about how we started. So
Uh,
most of us are from EGMP. EGMP is Executive General Management Program. Also, I think Jeet will probably later give about the other batches as well. So a lot of entrepreneurship spirit within the community. I think a lot of them wanted to be entrepreneurs. Trying to figure out the way how to get in. So that's where we thought, why don't we start something like a club, right? A entrepreneurship club within ourselves, right? So the whole purpose was, to share what we know with each other, and see how the synergies can take things forward. So I think we have started maybe a couple of months back. I think there's always been learning. I think that's the whole objective, within that. So now coming to Ram, I'll definitely give a quick brief. He's currently the founder of AssetWorks, been in startup environment for more than 15 years now. He has been phenomenal in driving growth for esteemed brands like Tap Invest. He was a major guy with CoinDCX. He's been with Coca-Cola, Cipla Health, and TCS. Was a CMO for Tap Invest, which had a remarkable growth and contributing to its major success. I am personally very much interested in the journey of CoinDCX. How it turned out to be India's first crypto unicorn. So that is something which I'm very very interested to hear about, Ram. He's also passionate about connecting with founders, fellow startup enthusiasts, exchanging ideas, forging partnerships, synergies, and driving innovation. So again, first time founder seeking for guidance, or an established entrepreneur looking for scale. He is here, to basically help, each other and achieve the vision. So welcome again, Ram.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, leave the podium to you, so you can start.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. And thank you, Madhu and Divakar, for inviting me today. I've had a very interesting connection with IIM Bangalore. And later in my talk, I would like to highlight what happened back then. Yeah, here we go. My name is Ramalingam. I'm a Tamilian from Kerala. I was born and brought up in Gujarat. I studied in Mumbai and had many of my entrepreneurial stints there. And currently, I'm living in Bangalore. I worked for TCS, Cipla, Coca-Cola, CoinDCX, Tap Invest, and I've also run my own ventures, Big My Gig, Prarambhan, and now AssetWorks. As crazy and diverse my experiences, so is my entrepreneurial journey. And today, through my talk, I would like to highlight certain building blocks of entrepreneurships, um, touch upon a few stories around marketing and branding, and probably showcase my life as a template for certain lessons on entrepreneurship. Right. My first stint with entrepreneurship came at the age of 9. Two incidents come to light: building my first app and innovating new rules for the game of Monopoly. As a 9-year-old in 1997, I was fortunate to have a PC at home. My father, a chemistry honors student uh, with a banking background, was very excited about the world of coding. And following his footsteps, I learned and built a multiple choice quiz app. The app became tougher as you answered more correctly. This early experience taught me one of the important traits for an entrepreneur is the ability to build and innovate. Just to reinforce that point, let me share my second story. This is about Monopoly. One day, after playing for maybe 6 hours straight, boredom set in. And to reignite the entire excitement, we invented new rules, new methods, and we were introducing economic constructs like debentures, ESOPs, and P notes. Mind you, in the simple, humble game of Monopoly. However, through innovation, we built a completely new game which captivated us. And this ability to think creatively, I think, is one place which they put me, especially on the path of entrepreneurship. Fast forward to today, and I'm still building. With AssetWorks, we are developing a platform to help investors analyze, compare, and make better investment decisions across asset classes. As my co-founder would put it, how to invest is solved, and we are here solving for where to invest. A quick disclaimer: we are not advisors or brokers, we are simply an information and analysis platform. Moving on, the next key building block is all about being a visionary. Entrepreneurs need the ability to infer much more than others from the same data points. So, in my engineering days, I think there is some sound. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, in my engineering days, I noticed that lack of practical experience was a big hindrance for engineers. And I proposed a project challenge. I was grateful enough that my HOD accepted our proposal and he allowed us to also run it as we went along. Today, that's a successful event happening in my college and it has been replicated in multiple nearby colleges. I wouldn't take the full credit for it, but that's a problem that needed to be solved. What seems to be a norm today was a vision that we had back in 2007. Today, I've seen multiple engineering colleges, MBA colleges running project competitions as a norm. And that's exciting. That's how it should be. And in a similar vein, in 2009, I visited NSR cell at IIM Bangalore. That's my connection with you guys. IIM Bangalore, they are organizing a competition or a event called iWeekend. It was over a 48-hour journey that we had to come up with a business idea, come up with a business plan, and pitch to investors. We had some amazing investors coming in from Qualcomm. It was a very transformative journey for me where I met inspiring entrepreneurs with incredible vision. Some of them have done amazing work. I remember me talking to the founders of Common Flow, um, and they were an incubator at that time. At that time, why was I at NSRCL? I was trying to start something called Splash Events, an event management company for college events. And honestly, our company was going nowhere, even after 18 months. That's when I worked on my uh, a go-to market idea, to say, right? That's where marketing also starts kicking in for me. I was reading about Six Flags and Michelin stars. Six Flags, a popular magazine that rated uh, roller coasters and then theme parks, started a journey as a very simple magazine. And today they are a very critical component in determining whether a theme park is good or bad. And similarly with Michelin stars, be it Guinness Book of Records and so on and so forth, a very good smart way of creating competition helped in marketing this the need gap. And this is where I came to with my idea, saying, okay, college events are not that competitive in nature. That is, two colleges don't compete amongst each other. And we started thinking of creating some competition. I have seen similar products out there. I remember there was something called pagalguy.com back then. And today there are Dare to Compete and a couple of others that have come in to just create this kind of an excitement. My challenge, however, back then was to figure out how to incentivize people to rate events. And uh, it basically came out to a structure where a few paisa cost me a few rupees to send across. Thankfully, a few months later, something called Bitcoin and a Bitcoin white paper was published, and the world has changed. As an entrepreneur, the ability to identify problems is a great trait, right? And which is part of your larger vision. As I said, two important parts till now. One is your ability to build, and the second is the ability to have a vision. Similarly, at AssetWorks, we identified the difficulty in conducting research. Despite the do your own research mantra everywhere, no substantial work has been done in this space, leaving research limited, complex, fragmented, and at times predatory. And at AssetWorks, we're determined to solve this. Which brings me to the third trait, which is more around resilience.
Oh, I'm not able to hear Ram.
Yeah.
Is it only me? Okay.
Yes. Am I visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was talking about resilience, there's a power cut, and we'll still go on. uh, Resilience is the ability to never give up. I remember two incidents here as well. The 2007. Yeah, am I visible? Sure. Okay.
I can't hear him still. He's actually mute. Ram is muted. He's supposed to unmute.
Okay.
No, Ram is unmuted. You can proceed, Ram.
Okay. Sure. Sorry for that. Yeah, as I was saying,
Can't hear him.
one of the other.
Hi Madhu. I think it can only hear for few people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is the geo, so this is a problem phenomena will be there.
Okay.
We have
Should I reconnect?
cheap quality geo.
Because I'm also not able to hear anything.
Okay.
I'm able to hear from Madhu, you and Ram, but
Yeah,
not from
yeah.
Ramalingam. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Because we can hear Ram
Yeah,
speaking.
even I can hear Ram. I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
I can hear
So should
Ramalingam.
we close and rejoin again?
We did.
No,
I did 3, 4
Even
times.
I
Didn't
also
work
did it.
out. Yeah. It didn't work out. Looks like some intermittent problem is phenomena of glitch of their infrastructure. But unfortunately, this is what is
okay.
giving the result.
I would suggest Ram if you can reconnect once.
I
Yes.
did
Yeah,
3 times.
Ram, there are two Rams.
Okay.
I know.
So
And
Hare
then
Ram
Ram
really
will
should
go.
support us.
Yeah.
audible now.
Yes, you are audible now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Ram Singh, Hari
I can hear
Singh.
him also. Yes,
Yeah,
now.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
even I can
Yes.
also hear him. It's slightly unclear, but we can manage.
Yeah.
Great.
Right. So I'm really sorry about this thing.
कोई बात नहीं. No problem.
Fine, you can carry on, Ramalingam. I mean, it's fine. We can understand.
Yeah. No, but that's that's an interesting take also on the point I was trying to make. The point on resilience. I I would probably want to highlight the story of Amitabh Bachchan, who was considered a star and then went through a very bad patch, including a big bankruptcy. But he jumped back and came back very strong. Uh, and similar to that, our journey in the 2007 cricket World Cup, where we lost and then we went ahead and won the T20 World Cup. At CoinDCX, I've also seen this multiple times being uh, being actually thrown at the dark end, and then how we all came back up. And specific to that, and as how Madhu also highlighted, let me touch upon the story at CoinDCX and how the marketing journey was there specifically. Um, at CoinDCX, we faced an uphill task on marketing an asset class that seemed to have everything going against it. We were more like a condemned baby whose fate was sealed even before it was born. Um, while when I joined CoinDCX, there was this RBI's ban on the cryptocurrency purchase and trade of cryptocurrencies, um, which eventually, through the court, the cryptocurrency companies were able to overturn. Uh, while we were still enjoying the success of the court verdict, uh, we realized the market had suddenly opened up, and we need to innovate and actually go ahead and build a product that was useful enough and simple enough for millions of users to onboard. And we spent a lot of time building the product, but parallelly, as a marketeer, uh, we still had to go ahead and showcase our message. And one thing that we did before we went ahead and did our large campaigns was we spent almost 6 to 8 months building DCX Learn, an academy to understand what is crypto, an academy to understand how do you decide on investing, and an academy that taught people uh, more around blockchain, more around thesis, more around the logics of cryptos, tokens, and so on and so forth. So much so when we eventually started doing our campaigns, and I'm not sure, but if some of you would remember some campaigns like Bitcoin Liya Kya, campaigns around around future yahi hai and so on and so forth, and also some of the campaigns done by our competition, be it CoinSwitch to be it Coinbase in the US. That time was a place where uh, we were able to showcase the values around crypto, um, and acquire a good number of people. Uh, some places where we should have worked a bit more is on building the brand as things even started crashing, especially in the markets where people started losing money. Uh, However, the whole journey of introducing this new asset class to everyone was a tremendous success, especially utilizing things like vouchers and things like the probably introducing stuff like influencers and so on in the entire marketing journey. We were pioneering a lot. While we did that, CoinDCX was one of the first, or not one of the first, was the first people who also worked with ASCII, worked with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting to uh, build more honesty in the marketing process. So a lot of interesting things, and one day probably we might have a dedicated session only on marketing at CoinDCX. But as I am highlighting, we struggled through this resilience, right? We struggled uh, with, and we went through with it with innovation and strong will. And eventually we were able to scale CoinDCX to close to 13 million users, making India's first crypto unicorn. And today it's India's most valuable crypto company. It has presence in India, the Middle East, and even in Singapore. Um Similarly, at AssetWorks, we understand the importance of building a brand, and we've been working on uh, elements of education to build more credibility and focus on content as a marketing source as we go ahead and start building our journey within this space. Which brings me back to my last entrepreneurial trait, which is adaptability. Things would not work out every time. As an entrepreneur, uh, you fail maybe 7 or 8 times, uh, 7 or 8 times for every time that you probably succeed. And this is something that you need to understand and grasp. How do you embrace failure, and how do you learn from it? And sometimes it is okay to take a step back, accepting challenges and restarting. Through my journey, uh, I have failed. I have tried to be resilient. I've tried to innovate. And when things didn't work out, I took a step back. I did an MBA from JBIMS just to improve myself, upskill myself. I went ahead and worked with CoinDCX to learn about a different ecosystem work and learn from the folks around there. Working alongside them was a very was a very passionate and an entrepreneurial journey for me. And remember, entrepreneurship can be lonely, but having an amazing team around you, having an amazing set of people working alongside you, always helps you navigate through these tough times. And just to summarize and keep it short, the key building blocks, I would say, of entrepreneurship uh, is to have that ability to build, is to be a visionary, be resilient against failure, being very adaptable and open to learning, and have a strong focus on storytelling and sharing your message, right? Marketing is all that as well, right? Understanding what the customer needs, understanding how you communicate, and ensuring you do that uh, despite uh, getting a lot of pushbacks, right? So you go ahead, innovate, and constantly ensure that you are moving forward. Embracing these traits is important for success, even if you don't start your own venture. I honestly feel being entrepreneurial is a critical life skill. And I encourage everyone around me to embrace this spirit, apply these lessons to your life, whether you're starting your own venture, working with an organization, uh, trying to start something of your own. It's important to have these lessons part of your journey. Ensure that you're building with creativity and solutions. And don't forget that amongst this entire phase, always go back to your core fundamental reasons why you wanted to actually start. I think that's also very critical, and it's something that will drive you through the tough times. Find that motivation within, and I think every one of us could be very successful in an entrepreneurial journey. So yeah, that's about what I had to say, and I hope happy to address any queries.
Thank you, Ram. I think it's we didn't give you sufficient time, or I think with the technical glitch, there's a bit of. I have one question. I think see,
Sure.
one is on the marketing side.
Yeah.
We all know marketing is important. Being a startup, right? It's important that you also are saving every penny in the initial stage, right? How important is it? I think today you use technology, and you use the marketing channels. What are the new channels to adapt?
Interesting. Let me put it this way, right? You can save a lot of money if you do a lot of research. If you understand your customer really well, you spend time with your customers. I think this is something that people don't appreciate much. They do acquire customers, but rarely they pick up a call and talk to them. Now, why am I saying this is a critical part? Say you're running an ad campaign on digital marketing. You've created a ad content, and you're pushing it through. There is a conversion of say 5%. Now, if you increase that 5% to say 6% or 7%, you're already reducing your cost by 20% or to 40%, right? Mathematically speaking. At 1 or 2% increase in your conversion is possible if you're talking to the customers. Now, we can use multiple technology tools for this. We can have open conversations with people. But this is critical. However, because you highlighted a channel, I think still feel the old-fashioned way of picking up a phone and talking to customers is a very good channel. When it comes to the digital space, there are a couple of things that I've noticed startups start a bit late. And one of them is building a community, and secondly, focusing on content as a marketing channel. I think these are two things that take a while to build, and it's always good if you start building them at the beginning of your journey, so that you spend time in writing the right piece of content, creating a community around your problem statement, and focusing on pushing the message through this space. It helps in the long term from an SEO perspective as well. When you reach a state when you have to start scaling your marketing efforts, this is almost a zero cost effort to ensure you have the right channels in place when you go ahead and start doing the bigger things.
Got it. Yeah. And I think the last conversation still strikes with me, right? Either go with product, fully, or with marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
Ideally, I would suggest go with product. Going with marketing would be very expensive. And I firmly believe in this. Like you can market. You can't market a bad product, right? And it's next to impossible to sell something that is not good at all, right? Because you might be like you might get people to start doing the sampling, but you will not be able to make money regularly, and that's the goal of a business, right?
Correct. Yeah. Guys, any questions? I think you can straight away, ask. Should be okay. Do you want to touch anything on the brand aspect, Ram? I know, it's a bit tricky, right, when you go with the marketing and brand angle. So when do you typically want to start, the activity? Maybe just a quick brush on that.
Sure. So building a brand. So this is I remember this is the line I had said to Sumit, and he still keeps on repeating this. Your brand is getting built. Okay, even if you don't do anything, your brand is getting built. So it is better to have control over it, right? So it's good to start focusing on brand building. It should not be confused with the thought of spending on branding. When I say brand building with zero spends, it's possible if you are able to build a strong discipline around your brand, right? I'll give an example of a company called FinShots. FinShots writes beautifully around various financial news, and they continuously write in a particular tone. They're not